How many of you get really annoyed, or it's your biggest pet peeve, when you're trying to get somewhere, but you're stuck behind slow walkers or even drivers? I know that I can be the first one to raise my hand, that getting stuck behind slow walkers or drivers can be a very frustrating experience. There is something instinctively that causes us to lose most of or all of the joy and peace we have in Christ when you have to get to your own destination on your own timing, but you're stuck behind people who are moving too slow. Now, I pose this question because if we get annoyed, frustrated, and struggle with the slow pace of people, how much more can the pace of God lead us to times when we just want to cry out, God, pick up the pace? This was highlighted to me one morning when I was in my quiet time with the Lord. I was reading in Matthew 2, and starting in verse 13 it says, "When they had gone, an angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream. 'Get up,' he said, 'take the child and his mother and escape to Egypt. Stay there until I tell you, for Herod is going to search for the child to kill him.' So he got up, took the child and his mother during the night, and left for Egypt." Verse 15 says, "where he stayed until the death of Herod." I think we all could agree that when God tells us to get up, or go, start, write, or speak, we don't struggle as much with his pace. But what stood out to me the most is in verse 13, when God tells Joseph, "Stay there until I tell you." This taught me that the get-ups and goes from God isn't the hard part, the stay there is. So today, I want to extract two things from this text to help us better understand God's timing and why he paces us for different reasons. The first thing we can take away from this text is that God's pace is for a process. Because the entire time Mary, Joseph, and Jesus were in Egypt, what was Jesus doing? He was growing up. We know that they were in Egypt until the death of Herod. I did my child development research, and believe it or not, the most growth for a child happens in the first 1 to 2 years. If you sense that God has you in a stay there season, it is possible that God is pacing you because he wants you to have the most growth you've ever seen in your faith and life. The second reason God paces us is that God's pace is for protection. Let us not forget that the Lord told Joseph to get up and stay in Egypt because there was a king out to destroy their child. We serve an all-knowing, all-powerful, sovereign God who is your mighty defender. That means he sees what is out to destroy you or hinder you. That means he is pacing you, not to punish you, but to protect you. No matter how long God has you in a stay there season, hold to hope because God is protecting you, and that will become your testimony. There will be a day you can look back and realize it was the goodness, kindness, and faithfulness of God that had you in a waiting season for a reason. Because although a stay there season often feels like a setback, it is more often than not a setup for something better than we could ever ask, think, or imagine. So be encouraged and strengthened in your faith that if you have been praying for, eagerly expecting, or desiring to step into a new job, a relationship, or season, or maybe even wanting to leave a season, but you feel like God is pacing you to stay there, trust him and hold to hope because God's pace is purposeful and perfect. There's never been a day, there's never been a minute, there's never been a moment that he wasn't in it with you.